Hey everybody, my name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Welcome to your Coltrane Tuesdays for this, the 29th day of August in the year 2023 of the Common Era. I'm actually here at the very last moment. This is yet another incident of me leaving everything to the very last moment. But I believe things are functioning, and possibly there is audio and video that's actually going out to everyone. As you see, I did not have time to finish getting my tie put together. Although it occurred to me as I was realizing that I would not have time to finish getting my tie together, that perhaps this would be a fun thing to actually incorporate into the show, sort of a Mr. Rogers thing where I finish getting my my get-up on actually while here on the thing doing the introductory bit. In any case, hi. So yes, today, despite appearances, I am almost sort of kind of prepared to do a song for you, and also to take your requests when we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. The way that works is people will give me song requests, a song suggestion, and then I will have to play something like the requested song regardless of whether I know the requested song. If someone requests a song that I do happen to know, I will do my best to recall how to play it, in which case I will then play it here in front of you. If someone requests a song that I sort of know, like I heard it before, but I have not actually played it before, I will do my best to figure out how to play it here in front of you. If the requested song is not one that I recognize at all, like I don't recognize the title, I don't think I've ever heard it before, I will have to make up a brand new song right here on the spot with the same name as the song that was requested, thereby technically satisfying the requirement. That is how we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. Now is a great time to get in tie tutorial. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Mark. If I had been going more slowly, it might have been more effective as a tutorial. In any case, yes, that's how we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. Now, in fact, right this moment is a great time, if you're watching live, to get in your requests for the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game, because there is a lag between when you punch it in on your end, on your device, and when I see it on my little control panel over here. So, that is what we're going to do. But first, we're going to do a song of my choosing to see what I can do. I mentioned the other week that I had started doing mental rehearsals, wherein I would not actually pick up a guitar, but I would mentally be going through how all the different bits of the song would come together. And this week, most of the rehearsal was mental, and possibly in more than one way. And also, at the very last moment, I had an idea of how to incorporate the loop pedal into the song. So I did have maybe 30 seconds to review how that was going to happen before things started. And I have not rehearsed this at all with harmonica, but yet that is exactly what we're going to do, because large portions of the Coltrane Tuesday show are just about forcing me out of my comfort zone and into just, you know, going ahead and making stuff work. Or not, as the case may be. So we'll see how this goes. The song is by Fastball. It's called The Way. And it is one that I know reasonably well, which is why I was choosing to do it with only minimal rehearsal. But as I say, I'm adding some new bits to it. Making sure that actually is the correct key, because that would be unfortunate. All right, so let's see. I'll talk just a tiny bit about this particular song once we're done. But first, let's see what we can do with this. The Way by Fastball. They made up their minds and they started packing. They left before the sun came up that day. exit to eternal summer slacking. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? They drank up the wine, they got to talking. They now have more important things to say. And when the car broke down, they started walking. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved with gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold. They'll never get hungry, they'll never get old and gray. You can see their shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted the highway, they're happier there today. The children woke up, they couldn't find them. They left before the sun came up that day. They just drove off and left it all behind them. But where were they going without ever knowing the way? Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved with gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold. They'll never get hungry, they'll never get old and gray. You can see their shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted the highway, they're happier there today. Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved with gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold. They'll never get hungry, they'll never get old and gray. You can see their shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted the highway, they're happier there today. Not terrible for the amount of rehearsal that went into it, especially considering I was adding a couple brand new things to it. So I feel okay about how that turned out. Definitely some flubs, including a spot where I'm like, I don't know what the next chord is. I thought it was something, but it's not. But in any case, yes, so The Way by Fastball, it is what we might call a one-hit wonder. That's basically the one song of theirs that really went anywhere on the charts. I think the band continued to do other things. Obviously, they've been doing things before then, and I think they continue to do things after. A local news station in the band's, from where the band's from, which I believe might be Texas, which I guess is not really narrowing it down much. That's a large area. But a local news station actually followed up with the family of the folks who inspired the song. Yes, it is in fact inspired by a true story. An older couple who had some memory issues, but every year they had been going to this, I think it was a music festival or some sort of a fair or event. They went to it every year. This one year, they went on their own and hadn't really told anyone that's what was happening. They're just like, hey, this is what we do every year, so this is what we're going to do. And they were later found in not living condition. So I wasn't sure, and when I remarked on this at the time, I wasn't sure how the family would feel about their loved ones being, they're being turned into a rock song. But it turns out the family actually was, or at least at the time of this interview, was saying that they did appreciate the tribute. And it does kind of make sense that, to have your family, to have it not just sort of like, oh geez, isn't it awful that they didn't know what they're doing? More like, they became the heroes of their own story, and they become sort of, these folk heroes who ride off in the distance to claim their own fate rather than waiting around for life or death to find them. So yeah, so there you go. I will eventually post links to that, as I noted last week, and it's still the case this week. I'm running quite a bit behind in terms of getting things posted online, posting the notes following the interview, following these shows, as well as posting the updated thumbnails and all of the things. Maybe it will happen in the next week or so. With the long weekend, we'll see. I might be able to get caught up a bit. I don't know. But here's hoping that's the direction that we are going as we continue on with this 4th and a half season of the Coltrane Tuesday show. I've been doing this for a long time. The fact that I am struggling so much to keep up with it may also be an indication that I should find a way to not have to do this every week. But I don't know. Also, I'm open to ideas and suggestions. But in general, that's where things are. I'm hopeful to keep things rolling along, at least through the end of whatever is left after the first. Anyway, I don't know how many I have left. I don't know how many I have left to finish out this half season after things stopped so abruptly almost a year ago, back in October. So we will see. I eagerly await your comments, thoughts, suggestions, and anything that you might like to contribute, because hey, engagement. So we are going to now do the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. If you haven't gotten your request in, now's a great time. If anyone who's watching does not have something to request, that also is okay. Because I will pull out one of the pre-submitted requests. But again, in case you missed the top of the show, the way it works, people give me a song request, and I have to play that song or some version of that song, regardless of whether I happen to know the requested song. So if it's a song that I know, I will try to remember how to play it. If it's a song that I sort of know, like maybe I've heard it on the radio or heard it on the Spotify, or I've seen a bunch of people play it at open mic, I will then attempt to figure out how to play it here in front of you and play something that approximates the requested song. If I don't recognize the requested song at all, I will have to make up a brand new song right here on the spot with the same name as the song that was requested, thereby technically satisfying the requirement. That is how we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. Oh, Mark has a request for 16 tons. I know a little bit. I know a little bit of 16 tons. Let's see. Folks who watch this program periodically, first, thank you again, Mark, for that request. Folks who watch this program with any frequency know that I talk often about Godfrey Daniels, which is a wonderful concert venue on the south side of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where I live. It has all sorts of wonderful nationally touring and sometimes even internationally touring folk musicians, sometimes also Americana or blues musicians. And the walls of it are decorated with an eclectic assortment of photographs of people who have been there and posters promoting performances by people who have been there, as well as sometimes just random esoterica, we'll call it. And that's the first thing that comes to mind, is there's actually sheet music for 16 tons that's on the wall there at Godfrey Daniels. So the bit that I remember, it is a good labor song. It is a good labor song. Oh yeah, coming up for Labor Day. Now I finally put it together, Mark. Thank you. For Labor Day, 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. That's the only part that I remember, but I do sort of remember a melody for that part. That's basically The Cat Came Back. I'm gonna have to go higher than that. Perhaps the same key I was just in. 16 tons. 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. That's not, those aren't the correct chords, but I may sort of lean on the cat came back. I like doing this sort of low and rumbly. That sounds like it's supposed to be for the original song. I will have to look up the actual 16 tons to find out more about how it was supposed to go. But this will be a sort of a very, very loose approximation inspired by 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older, and I feel like it's 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Something about maybe the company store. Oh yeah, I bet that's what. And then just something. Yeah, I think company store is the last. Might be the last line of the first verse. So I think in terms of the rhymes, so I have chords which are serviceable. They're not great. It's structurally what I've been doing is just couplets. So it's the first two lines rhyme and then the next two lines rhyme, and that's a whole verse, which is great. I like short verses. Except that it means sometimes I try to do multiple verses, which is not necessarily a good plan. So we're gonna say this is from the idea of from an era when workers for, say, a mining company, which presumably was the subject of the song, hauling 16 tons of like rock out of the ground as part of the or potentially. I mean, like metal ore or some sort of valuable thing that they're hauling out of the ground, or I guess coal probably is the most likely subject of the song. But a situation where you'd be living in the company town, and the company so not only paid your wages but also was the only source of housing and also ran the store where you had to buy all of your food. And so just a very, very neat little closed system there, limiting everything about what you can do. And they controlled how much your food cost as well as how much they were going to pay you, and had you kind of dangling there by a thread. Yeah. Yes. Unions. Unions were able to really help with those situations. So yes, so that's what we would imagine a situation where the narrator of the song, the speaker of the song is in a company town. Every aspect of their economic existence is controlled by the company for which they work. And I think that's just sort of what I'm gonna riff on and about, you know, the man holding you down, because yeah, that's what the man does. Let's see. So I'm currently in if I'm singing it in G minor, that means it's, oh man, I'm not gonna be able to do harmonica with that. That's not gonna work. I wonder if I were to try to. 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. That means then it's a key I can actually have some harmonica with. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so that'll work. It's at the very, very bottom of my vocal range, but I think that'll be okay. And yeah, so at this point it's just a matter of coming up with lyrics. So for that first verse I'm going to say I need something that's going to rhyme with store. Okay, yes, not the actual lyrics, but I have a rhyme for company store which will make it work. Here we go. My interpretation, loosely inspired by 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Give all you got, they want more. I sold my soul to the company store. Live my life in this company town. Every day the man just pushes you down. You haul and you haul the rock away, and you get up to it again the next day. The next day. Just beating me down. The company owns everything in the whole damn town. I do myself a darn way, but there's nothing else for miles away. Live my life holding rock underground. All those tons just keeping me down. See down here in the mines along with me. I wish they'd come and stay away. Show them where they can put their 16 tons today. 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Give all you got, but they want more. I sold my soul to the company store. Company store. Company store. Company store. We're gonna leave it there. Oh, here. All right. I am stumped. Okay. Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor man is made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bones. a mind that's weak and a back that's strong. Oh man, that's better than what I was coming up with. You had 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Saint Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Well, close. I was close on part of it. So thanks very much to Mark for that request. Whenever I do post updates, I will find out more information about the actual song 16 Tons and how to learn more about that particular history. So thanks very much again to Mark for that excellent request, a little bit farther outside my wheelhouse. I enjoyed that. And I hope it was tolerable for everybody else. Oh, I didn't even mention this also. Earlier, when I was doing The Way, the Way had initially, this wasn't the first time I've done The Way on this particular program. I don't remember if I said that or not. It was November of maybe 2021-ish. When I did a special request show because Art Charlton, who's been a wonderful friend of mine and of the Coltrane Tuesdays program, had mentioned that he would love to hear that sometime. So that's what inspired it, and parts of the image that I used to promote today's episode used the same photograph that I took of a one-way sign for that. So there you go. I think that's about where we're going to leave it. So thanks again very much to Mark for that excellent request. Thanks very much to Art for the original request for The Way years ago. Thanks to everyone who's been watching, for all the folks who are watching live, including Mark, and anyone who might be watching this on the replay. Hello from the past. And yeah, we'll see how things go, and I hope to see you here next time. But until then, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. My name is Mike. I'm Not for Coltrane, and I will see you next time.